Hey, good evening, everybody. It'll be this sand out, and tomorrow night it'll be one more. Then it's off to paint. I've just about got them all. I don't expect you guys to sit through all these sand outs. It's uh, it's a little ridiculous, but that's what needs to be done for a show quality finish. Mucho sando. I was working on a canopy frame with my computer before I came on, and it's it's gonna be tough, but I'll get her figured out somehow. So I think I got about 3 or 4 places on the bottom to finish sanding, and we'll throw in the towel and call that good enough, at least till I get some paint on it. Let's see here. Got to get there. All right. I appreciate you guys watching. I understand this is boring as heck. But if you're gonna build one of these, you better get ready to sando. uh, Come out nicely. I got most of the spots cleaned up, taken care of. Got one on the wingtip here. Get that first. I'll have John go through this weekend before I shoot it and see what he can see. And well, either way, it's getting painted this weekend. It'll get its gray on. So this sanding tonight is with 320 for all the for any of the big ones, which like there's a little knot right there. Most guys wouldn't even pay attention to that stuff, but I'm trying for that excellent paint job. So what'll happen is I'll sand it with 320 tonight. Maybe we'll get started with 600. Some spots have already been sanded with 600 just to see how it's going to come out, but that's good enough. Yeah, Sandomatic, 1995. Bad Chad, the king of sanding. Not. I guess he's got a new. They pulled the one junker out and put it out in the field with the rest of the junk, and they're doing another junker. Today, this airplane is 4 months and 5 days. So that's 60, 120, 125 days it took to build this, to get it this far. I'm gonna need a polywog for that. And that sounds like a lot, but it's not really. Well, where the heck did the little log go? Yeah, of course, we're gonna have to search for something again. Oh, I did last night offline. I did the dashboards. I'll show you those, and we'll go ahead and glue that in tonight. Now you think you get it all done, you know, when you get it when you get it close like this, you well, I'm done. No, no. So we got this sand out, then a complete sand out of the whole airplane. Then the gray will go on. I'll fix any of the buggers that are really, really stand out. And then they'll get sanded again with 1000 grit. Oh, there's Dan Winship, I'll bet you. Nope. Hello. Yeah, how can I help you? Goodbye. Quit calling. Take me off the list. That's Medicare. Yeah, Medicare. Drive you nuts. Here's a couple of important points. Never give your phone number to Mike Lindell. I love what he's doing, but never give your phone number to Mike Lindell, and never give your phone number to anybody at Medicare. It'll drive you crazy. Let's see what they said here. His catchphrase, get her done. Yeah. So, another boring evening of sanding. I think I'll save that for a soft block. Yeah, shit. Got this to do with a soft block. I can see that. You want it to look like a piece of plastic when you're done sanding. I got a hard spot there. So we're going to leave that alone until I get some more paint on it. I put a piece of tape on there for a reason. Come out pretty good though. Another hard spot. Must be where I glued it. And we'll leave that alone. Oh, I got this spot to get off. We'll take this off, sand it up close. Now this is that green stuff. I'm thinking about starting the half A project here shortly. I got another Cobra I gotta finish, but it's considerably bigger. This is going to be sitting. I got to get some of this stuff back to St. Louis is what I got to do. I got too many airplanes and stuff in this apartment. That come out good. Now, the green stuff, I had a big, that's all you want right there. Just enough to fill the loads. You don't, I mean, that's like 2006, you know. You don't want an 1/8 inch thick glob of that green shit on there. So that's good. You can see I need to get a little bit of paint on the leading edge of this. And get inside there, get the hinges. Your wing is ready. What kind of wing is it? And I got two spots that have to be filled. Have to be filled. Oh, that's right. I got those two on the top I need to do too. Never ending where I poked a pin through it. Now, in my younger years, I'd let these spots go because it's on the bottom. Nobody can see it. I mean, the only guys that could see it is Jim Lynch. But ever since I got caught doing that with my S6B Supermarine, that'll never happen again. The bottom will be finished as good as the top. I had two spots on the trailing edge. Where are they? Up there. I stuck a pin through it. Not there. Yeah, I guess they got filled in. Oh, there they are right there. all those little spots. Back to the bottom. I just wanted to get that on there. I need to sand all this again with 600. All this. Let's see, we got one there. Might as well get that one. Go all in with this baby. Now the last one of these that went to, I think Tom Marcucci still has it. I wonder if he's got it finished. I built it up and brought it along about this stage, and it was starting to get heavy. I said, nah, but I'm not going to do that with this one. No matter what it weighs, it's going to get finished. I got disappointed in the weight. I think this one's a little lighter, but I don't know for sure. Yeah, I'll put a little bit of smoothie in there. I think I just heard my dashboard eject. Yeah. A little bit right there. Yep, I will not get caught again not having the bottom finish as good as the top. And trust me, it was acceptable, but it just wasn't as good. Okay, we got to figure out how to get all this squared away in here. What happened there? Yeah. I find it so hard to believe you guys enjoy watching me sand this stuff. I watch a windy tape of him sanding, boy, I go right to sleep. I'm going to edit this build up into about a 2-hour video. All the important parts into about a 2-hour video showing the complete build. The finishing aspect will be a separate series. I think I might start that this weekend, the finishing series on this, because there's gonna be a lot of trick stuff on this. I'll show you how to do smoke and I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to chalk. I'm gonna call Jim Lynch and ask about chalking. Get it all sanded off. Sure thing. It looks like I got 4 spots left. 5. There's one up there. Are you guys bored yet? Okay, got this right here. All these little doodads on here, while they look cool, they sure offer the pain in the rear aspect. Get that off. But if I didn't have all these things on, it wouldn't be recognizable as a Thunderbolt, I don't think. I mean, it won't break off on me. That's where like a little bit of CA on there. Great, Greg. You know, everybody calls those hinges mine, but I really got to give credit where credit's due. Ron O'Toole told me a story about 25 years ago, or 30 years ago, or ever how long ago it was. Let's see, it was 1990. So what is that? 91, I think it was. 91, 2001, 2011. Yeah, 30 years ago. And about 25 years into the thing, I was sitting on the couch. Nobody could, even he told Dan Winship the same story, but he couldn't figure out what he was talking about. I mean, they're not a secret. They're from they used that technology back in the 50s. And, of course, the added stuff, the upgrades are mine. Never bored, Jim. Well, I might give you a call, Jim, and see how we can chalk some detail into this. Anyway, back to the hinges. O'Toole was telling people about those hinges 30 years ago. And it took me 25 years or 20, at least 20, I don't know, I've lost count, on to grasp the concept. And I just happened to be sitting on the couch one day and I went, hey, I know exactly what he was talking about. But his explanation was so bad. Danny didn't understand it. I didn't understand it. But that's okay. They've been refined. He didn't have in mind sanding the trailing edge in, and he didn't have in mind the solid carbon fiber tube in there because they didn't have carbon fiber back then. So this is 2 generations old. One generation is mine and one generation is John's. So it's really a collaboration of 3 different people. They work great though. And the nice thing about it is you can't screw an alignment up. There's no way. The horn is in a hinge. The hinges are on a hinge. I mean, everything's in a straight line if you do it the way that I showed you. And Greg, please go look at the hinging tutorial that I did on this channel. And that'll explain exactly how to do it. That'll explain how I was doing it then, but it'll give you the idea anyway. This way is better with the carbon tube. A little bit heavier, but now remember, Jim, you only got 1 quart of paint to deal with, so don't be loading the paint up on it. For this one here, I've been thinking long and hard about this. I'm still working on my first quart of clear. I still have some left in the jar. First quart. Because I'm inching up onto my goal, I don't want to change the color of this. So I'm going to take the tinted gray that I have left over. I'm going to add some clear to it, and I'm going to try to tint it so that it's the same color. So I'm bringing up the original quart of clear, which still is about that full in the bottom of the quart. And I'll put silver with it, and I'll paint it with the original quart. So I'm not going to take a half pint of paint to do it. That way I won't change the color of this much, but it will have the silver texture in it. I'm just trying to, I'm just trying to save wherever I can, because I don't want to get to 64 and stop painting. I'd like to have it finished at 64. And trust me, if you can build this model at 64 ounces, you are doing something. I built a bunch of them, and this one is the lightest one I built so far. But it was, and I didn't use my best wood on this. I wish I would have had better wood. But I did use all the weight-saving techniques I could figure out. Okay. We got that all except for the gear doors here. I gotta get a file or something to get in there. I have to have a stick. So I got a popsicle stick here. We'll get some sandpaper on it. Try to sand down in there. Three white clear coats and sanded, and I added 1.67 ounces to the model. White coat is next. You only get one white coat, Jim. One coat of paint should cover that. It should be pretty white right now, in all actuality. That man there is a craftsman. I'm sure it's going to be a beauty. Now you got to come to Brodax, Jim. Might be the last time. The Brodax is more important than the Nats. Nats is all right, but Brodax is a lot more fun. But it is a week long. You can best bet I'll be there. You're wondering what I'm doing. I got a piece of sandpaper here. I'm polishing a shoe inside this gear door area. Next time if I ever do this again, what I'll do is I'll finish this section off first, finish the doors off and glue the doors on, but I did it all in one piece. Not the best, smartest way to do it. And I should know that because I built several of these, but it'll be acceptable. Yeah, Medicare and Mike Lindell will drive you nuts. Don't give them your phone. Don't give them your phone number. They got their hand out, want some money. Oh, it looks like we got it. Right. There you go. Good evening, Marcel. Now for top coat, you take a quart mason jar and you fill it halfway full of clear. I've been using the light coat because it's crystal clear, halfway full, then fill it up with thinner, and then start spraying that on. And as the quart goes down and you want more coats, of course, sanding between each coat, just add more thinner. But that's all the clear you get, and that equals 1 quart of unthinned clear, and that's all you get. And that'll yield you a 6-ounce finish. As long as you don't load it up with white paint. Of course, you want to be able to see through it. When you hold it up to the sun, you want to be able to see through the wing. You don't want so much paint on it that you can't see the light through the wing. If I held this up like this to the light, I doubt you can see it. So there's not, sunlight is where you normally can do it. Let's see here. No, there's no way to do it here inside here, but you hold it up and you can see through the wing. Good evening, Marcel. So let's sand this one more time lightly. Got rid of all those spots. That's good. You got a little bit on the bottom there. Might have to hit that with some more smoothie. Yeah, it should be all right. So it sits out in the sun and sucks in. So you guys have followed me through this build for 125 days. And we have an airplane that I didn't have last year. This is just a popsicle stick with some sandpaper on it. Good evening, Chris. Need to run some sandpaper inside that. You know, if you just knock it back a little bit each time you sand, it'll get smooth. I see a spot there. Never going to be a 20 pointer without urethane on it, but should be 19 anyway. If it turns out as nice as my Monado, I'll be happy. I've taken my Monado to one contest, figuring that it would win appearance, and it would have. But you know what? They changed the rules on me. That was Joe Nall. They didn't end up awarding a concourse. Nobody got one. So that's kind of my artwork airplane. It flies okay since I redid the elevators, but it's not something that's exceptional. So I just kind of hang it on the wall and admire it because it has the gold leaf on it and such a really nice paint job. Now Jim has seen that one. It's kind of like the original Monado that Tom had. It's very beautiful airplane. Didn't fly worth a crap. Too heavy. But weight is not my Monado's problem. It's only 59 ounces. It just, the numbers is too long. I really believe that these numbers here that I'm using are the right ones for me. You can build the airplane light enough. That's perfect. Got that out. That's good. So where are we at? 45 minutes. I got 15 minutes left of standing and talking. We won't get to 600 tonight. I want to show you the instrument panels though. Now I showed some instrument panels before that I thought were too big. Well, Jim said that it should be bigger so you can see it. I think that I got the right size in this now. So let me see if I can find these. I might have thrown the one out. Oh, there it is. I made this instrument panel, and that's too wide. I made this instrument panel, and that's too small. So I ended up making this instrument panel. I'm going to go ahead and put a drop of CA on it. Set it in. Not sure. Some epoxy. We'll epoxy it in. So I don't stand a chance of goobering up anything. If I had to do this again, I'd make this canopy sliding canopy. Too late now, but wipe my hands off. I don't get any dust in there. So I got 3 instrument panels, and this is the one that I finally decided on, and that is scale, because that's right out of a P47. I don't know what this little fuzzy, I can't get rid of that fuzzy in the top right, but it don't matter. I need to make a gun sight yet. That gets centered up right there. The gun sight sits right there. So after I get the gun sight made, I can go ahead and glue the canopy down. I got to re-angle this too because it's not correct. So I'm going to use a piece of 1/4-inch tape to go along that line right there, recut the canopy. Because the way the canopy goes, it's not going to be molded in like I normally do. This canopy, it'll be molded in, but it won't be. It won't be without definition. This canopy will be glued on, and then the canopy line, I'm working on that on my scanner right there. You can see it right there. I'm scanning it in, and I'll print out the frame on my plotter and put the frame on it, and it'll leave the bottom, and there has to be a line there it'll be part of the airplane. It's hard to explain what I got in my mind that I'm going to do, but it'll look like it slides. But if I had to do it again, I would make it a sliding canopy. Of course, you start adding all these details, the weight goes up and up and up and up. I'm already going to be slightly over my limit, but I'm hoping to make that 64-ounce mark. See, we got 10 minutes left. Lighter already, getting all this dust off of it. Got to work on this rudder a little bit more, this hinge line. I do that different next time too. I did that totally wrong, but not a matter of are you going to make a mistake, it's how are you going to recover from it. All in all, I'm fairly happy. Best, best as I can expect, I guess. Yeah. I'm not sure whether I'm going to make a stick in there or not, or a throttle quadrant, or keep adding that shit. It just the weight just keeps going up. It's 61 and a half now, so that leaves 2.5 ounces to finish it in. Kind of doubt it, but we'll work on the prop lightening it up and the tank lightening it up. Maybe some new wheel doors to lighten them. I don't see I want to get them lighter than 1.25 ounces though. Titanium wire maybe. Yeah, all in all, it's not too bad. Let me see if I can give you a little close-up walk around. I'll get. Let's see, you gotta undo it. This, get this straight up and down. Get the vomit cam going. That looks pretty good. Let's see if we can. Dashboard's not glued in, but that's the dashboard. This will get cleaned off here. I mean, it's got paint on it. I'll just pull that out and redo that. The you see right here how this has got some shiny spots in it. It's 600 sanding. When I go over it tomorrow night with wet sanding, we're going to get all those shiny spots out. The nose doesn't have it. The nose is just like plastic. It's fiberglass though. But this is not fiberglass here, and it doesn't have any of that. So I mean, it's not everywhere, just in some spots. And the closer I can get it to look like the nose, the better off I'll be. These are ready for paint. These are Z-epoxied and then sanded. It turned out good. Let's see how the tip needs a little work, but it's not bad. So anyway, not bad for going to work, coming home and working some more. Really appreciate you guys sharing the experience with me. I hope you're learning something. Not to say that I'm the best or the greatest at this. I do know what I'm doing. And what I'm doing that most guys aren't is right here. A lot of guys can build a nice airplane, but how many guys can build a nice light airplane? That takes this right here. I could just load her up with some auto paint and give her a coat of clear and then sand it and polish it. It would look like a jewel, but it'd be hanging on the wall with a Nobler. All right. That looks like that's going to do it for this evening. And I like to say, I do appreciate you guys coming by and spending an hour with me. Any questions you can always ask. You can ask me here. You can ask me on the forum. I got in my mind what I'm going to do for a paint job. Whether it comes out exactly like I want to see it, I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Marcel. It's going to be, a squadron markings of my own liking. I'm thinking I'm not going to do checkerboards on the wingtips again. I think I'm going to pass on that. But I am going to do the yellow scallop nose, the checkerboards on the cowl, of course the cowl flaps. The lightning bolt will come back this way. The green on top. It'll have a blue stripe in the front of the leading edge or the leading edge of the rudder, not the fin, but it'd be about a 1-inch wide stripe on the trailing edge of the fin, leading edge of the rudder, and then red and white stripes going back. And of course my rondelles, all my ink lines. I don't know, the debate is on about checkerboard wingtips. You got no idea how hard those are to do and make look right. They are really difficult. Looks like I'm going to have to sand this again with some 320 up here. So. Got to be careful. Can't sand all the paint off because then I have to start all over again. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think when I quit here, we're in for an hour. I'm going to go ahead and sand the whole thing with 320. I won't put you through that. It's just hard for me to talk for an hour and very boring. But I'm going to do the whole thing over with 320 so tomorrow night we can hit it with the 600. Gotta look like plastic. Okay, hour and 1 minute in. Thanks for watching. We'll be on tomorrow night for the final sand out, and then Saturday we'll shoot it. So we'll see you then. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya. Keep building.